Edward Vasquez. And then the week after, Pat McCormack makes his big homecoming and his big headline on the Next Gen in Newcastle before we go to Los Angeles, where Diego Pacheco, I think one of the future stars of the sport of boxing, will headline in Los Angeles. November 25th, Chantel Cameron will rematch Katie Taylor in Dublin for the undisputed World Championship. December 2nd, we stay over in Ireland with Conlon against Gill, Agyarko against Williamson, and a tremendous card in Belfast before we go back out to San Francisco for Haney Prograis. And then, of course, Sonny Edwards will attempt to unify the division December 16th in Phoenix, and we'll probably throw in the 23rd as well. It's an incredible schedule to run in, and we're looking forward to a great night in Liverpool on Saturday, live on DAZN. Before we start, we want a special thanks to Everlast, our new partner, global partner. We're looking forward to a long relationship with them, a historic brand within the sport of boxing, and welcome, of course, to all our partners, particularly Forged Irish Stout and Betfred, etc. as well. We're going to start off down the bottom, and we're going to start off with a young man called Jack Turner. Jack Turner, you are a little superstar. I mean, you know how many phone calls we get from people to say, any chance you could stick this young kid on the card? He's got loads of talent. We think he's a future world champion. He sells loads of tickets, etc., etc. So Jack Turner puts in his ticket order for 1,000 tickets. So first of all, I say, well, one, he'll never sell them. And two, is this kid any good? I start doing a little bit of research. They tell me he's very, very, very good. Next thing, he's sold the lot. Jack Turner, you're my new favourite. How are you, mate? And ready for a big night for you in the city on Saturday?
Out and putting on a big performance, and yeah, not many people do that. 1,000 tickets. I'm only a young lad, and it's not just me coming on Saturday night, it's me and my team, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going to put on a big statement and get the knockout.
Yeah, talk about that team, and you know, aside from the tickets, which obviously always helps, they tell me that you're a special talent, someone that can go very far in the game, and obviously that's the plan as well, and with that kind of support, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to be a world champion one day, and I'm not going to rush nothing, just step by step, but I'm going to run through this division, and I'm going to show you all what I'm made of. Well,
look forward to plenty of noise from you and your crew on Saturday night. William Crolla, welcome. You posted a picture yesterday with Jorge Linares, obviously after he fought your brother. And looking at that picture, I'd never have thought you'd go on to be a professional boxer, and let alone one with plenty of talent, which we know you have. Fight number 2 now after that professional debut in Manchester as well. Again, plenty of support coming from you for Manchester, and back on the road on Saturday.
No, yeah, it's great to be back. Big thanks just for having me. But even weirder is this morning, there's more pictures of Jorge in my mum and dad's house than there is of me. There's 3 of him, and there's only 1 of me. So it's good to be back. But on the boxing thing, yeah, last time's my 2nd fight in 7 years. This is my 2nd one in a matter of months, and I believe that'll show Saturday night.
Talk us through that professional debut. I know, you know, there was nerves more from your brother than anything, but now looking at the stuff on social and the stuff in the gym, settling down now and starting to really learn the trade.
No, yeah, if I didn't feel it, there still was a lot of pressure on me, and I think it's shown the performance. I wasn't best happy with it, and obviously I had to overcome a knockdown in that, and I believe Saturday I look like a different fighter. The work I've been putting in with the gym, been sparring the best I've sparred, I've been sparring some top prospects, and I think it's all going to show Saturday night in my performance.
Forward to seeing fight number 2 for you. We have a lot of great young prospects at the moment worldwide. This man, who's one of our youngest prospects, Muhammad Ali, he's starting to really, really show himself and his skills in the sport. I think that trainers will often listen to me shouting from the front row, put more pressure, put your punches together, walk them down. And they'll probably tell me to be quiet, but I can't stress the need to excite. And that goes across every level of the sport. Fight fans want to see exciting styles. Fight fans want to see exciting fights. And I understand that prospects have to learn their trade. But if you can do that by looking good and getting people out of there, then people are going to start to take notice. And this young man in his last fight did exactly that. I think it was a kind of performance that got people on their feet, that got people looking at each other, saying, wow, this kid's got a big future. So, Mohammed, well done. That's irrelevant now, because you're on to Saturday, and it's been a great run of activity for you, this time Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to fighting in Liverpool, and obviously I just want to thank Eddie and Matchroom for giving me the opportunity to fight on this card again. But yeah, I'm excited to fight on this show and put on another show like I did last time.
One thing that you've brought to every show is plenty of support. I know one day we're going to do something a little bit closer to home for you, hopefully fighting for the world title. But again, great support coming to Liverpool on Saturday. And again, a lot of you guys fighting earlier in the night. It's difficult for these people to make the 2-hour journey, and that support building nicely. Yeah,
I mean, definitely. As long as the more fights I'm getting, the more support and the more fan base that I'm building. But yeah, I'm excited to put this fight, to put the show on for everyone to come.
Forward to seeing you back in action on Saturday. Campbell Hatton, fight number 14 now. Again, bringing your lot from Manchester as well. Looking forward to what probably the last 8-rounder now before we step to 10s, and a good fight for you on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it's another good test, another step up in opponent, and I think I'm going to. It's going to bring the best out of me. I shown a different side of my game last time. I used my jab a lot more, a little bit more movement, and shown that I can adapt to my style. And I think this time round we're going to like I said, I can show I can adapt onto each opponent and show different looks, and that's what I'm going to do. We've improved. We've touched every base in camp and improved in every department, and I want to show it again.
I know we talk about this is your last 8-rounder before that big step up, but it is a big step up for you still on Saturday night as well. But you feel like you're coming to the end of that apprenticeship now. You've learned an awful lot. You've boxed on some incredible shows. You've boxed around the world. You've had incredible activity as well. But really looking forward to getting this victory and moving on to those tough tests for championship tests in 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got that confidence in my engine now, and I'm much mature as a fighter, where I'm pacing things and thinking about what I'm doing, where we're ready for those tougher tests now and getting on to the longer fights. And I think it'll suit me the way I'm starting to box a lot more. I know I can maintain it, and I've got a lot of confidence in my engine now, getting the full 8 rounds under my belt last time. So yeah, I think I've done a lot of my learning now, and there's still a lot to learn, but I think we're in a good position and can start kicking on.
Well, fight number 14 for you on Saturday. There's a lot of competitive fights on this card, and this is one that I really like. Two, again, pockets of big ticket sellers come face-to-face on Saturday. That's Khalil Majid against Tom Farrell. Tom, I'll start with you. Welcome. I know you've had your ups and downs and you've suffered some defeat, but this support for you is incredible. They still keep coming out, and it's a really big fight for you on Saturday. I know one that you and the team really fancy.
Yeah, I've always had good support, especially when I come on these shows. It's been about 4 years since I've been on now, but I think last time was when I boxed Mashadad. I've been a little bit unlucky over the years, and yeah, as you said, I've had a couple of defeats, but I'm not finished yet, and I think people are probably looking at me as if I'm a good scalp now, but I've been unlucky in my last fight with a bit of an injury, so I hope they're looking into that a bit too much and looking past me and thinking that I'm going to be a stepping stone, because if they have, it's going to be a big mistake.
Yeah, I think that's really the feeling now, is that when you're looking for an opponent at 140 or around that weight class, Tom Farrell is a good fighter and a good name. Like you said, almost like a scalp on the record. You've kind of been thrown in a couple of times deep. You've had some good wins as well. But like you say, dangerous game to play if you're not quite ready for that step up. Bearing in mind what you've learned in that process as well. Yeah,
definitely. I've done the 10-round distance, the 12-round distance, plenty of times. Funnily enough, this is actually my first ever 8-rounder. I think I went straight from 6s to 10s and 12s. So, my opponent, Khalil, I think he's only done the 8-round distance once or twice. So, I think it is a big step up for him. And, I'm more than ready, so let's hope he is.
Khalil, it is a big step up for you, but one you wanted last time out. You got rid of the cobwebs in Birmingham. 8 rounds under your belt there. But this time, a real fight for you, a proper fight. Obviously, again, with you, massive support coming up, but also huge support for Tom as well. Going to be a great atmosphere for this one.
Yeah, this is the fight that everyone wanted. Tom, I think, had plenty of notice for the fight, and obviously this is what the fans and the supporters just want to see me in a build-up fight, and Tom's a good opponent for it.
Again, that support made plenty of noise in Birmingham and will do on Saturday, but for you, we talk about Campbell Hatton as well. The last 8-rounder for you as well, scheduled before you step to 10, but this is a real seasoned opponent for you on Saturday.
Yeah, of course. I'm not overlooking Tom Farrell. We know he's a good fighter. arguably the best fighter I'm going to be to date with. So we've not took him lightly. We're going to cover all angles, and Saturday night, God willing, we're going to put a major performance on.
Well, really good fight for the undercard, Khalil Majid against Tom Farrell. We move to the top table. And this man is someone that Ben Davison talked to me about for many, many years. And, you know, when Ben Davison talks, you need to listen about quality. He tells me this man is not just a future world champion, he's a future multi-weight world champion in Shabazz Massoud. This weekend, he makes his Matchroom debut against Jose San Martin. I cannot wait to see him in action again. He's sold a huge amount of tickets for this fight. Jose, welcome. Had you on cards before. We know what we're going to get. You're always ready to fight.
Bienvenido de nuevo aquí, José. Te hemos tenido en varias carteleras antes, sabemos lo que podemos esperar de ti y obviamente, como siempre, vas a venir a pelear, ¿no?
Bueno, muchas gracias por la oportunidad. Buenas tardes para todos y bueno, como todos saben, vengo a hacer mi trabajo aquí con Massoud, se me escapa el nombre, pero bueno, venimos a dar la guerra, venimos a llevarnos la victoria. Es un boxeador que se mueve bien en el ring, pero como todos saben, la trayectoria mía, la experiencia es lo que va a sacar todo adelante.
So firstly, I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity and hello to everybody here present. Yeah, as everybody knows, we come here to do what we do. We come here to do our work. My opponent, Massoud, who temporarily, his name escaped me, knows what I'm coming for. We're coming for war, we're coming for victory. I know that he moves very well in the ring, but I think my experience will be too much for him, and we come for the victory on Saturday.
Thank you, Jose. Shabazz, after that quiet build-up I gave you and Ben Davison gave you, there's always pressure. You know, there's always pressure, there's always hype, and I guess people, sometimes the negative people
You know what they say though, innit? Pressure makes diamonds.
They do.
That's what we're doing.
But I guess there's going to be people looking at any chinks in the armour, anything that they can take negative. You're looking to shine on Saturday night.
To be honest with you, he's a very good opponent. He's a step up. And I'm just going to treat him like another fight. It's just a stepping stone for me. But each fight is like a world title for me.
You feel the pressure to perform on Saturday night. I know you're a big favourite in the fight, and we've had Jose San Martin on our cards before. He's very tough. You know, he'll give you a great night's work as well. But a big statement and a big performance along with a hype goes a long way.
I'm just coming to do me, and as long as I do me, I know I'm going to get the W.
And finally, a quick word on the support as well. All of you guys sold fantastic amount of tickets for this card, but travelling fans looking up to come and see, hopefully headlining in your home city one day as well.
Inshallah, and alhamdulillah, we've done amazing with tickets, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's turned out. But Saturday night, let's go.
Well, Shabazz Massoud, Matchroom and DAZN debut against Jose San Martin. One fight that I just cannot wait for on Saturday. I know everyone's been talking about it, even on the way here from the hotel, people in the car talking about, what do you think about this fight? Who do you think's the favourite in this fight? And this is Reece Bellotti, excuse me, blimey, Reece Bellotti against Aqib Fiaz for the Commonwealth Super Featherweight title. Fantastic, fantastic fight. Two guys that we adore at Matchroom. Reece Bellotti has been around with us a long, long time. He's had his ups, he's had his downs, always exciting. Aqib Fiaz, one of the nicest people you meet, one of the hardest working people you meet. Of course, he's with Nigel and Jamie, who we love as well. This is just a brilliant domestic fight. I don't really know where to start, but I'm going to start always with the left. Reece, for you, this is a fight I believe now you've become favourite for. With the bookies, it is a real 50-50 fight. I know you're full of confidence. You had a tremendous win last time out against Yusuf Kamari. You've been sparring dozens and dozens of rounds with Joe Caldina. This should be a tremendous fight on Saturday.
Yeah, 100%. And it makes a change that I'm actually a favourite in a fight for once. But yeah, like you say, I've had a great camp. I've sparred Caldina, like you say, loads of rounds. Couldn't get better sparring for this camp, and I'm prepared the best I've ever had for this fight. So I know it's a big one.
Talk us through that championship experience. You know, Tom Farrell was saying earlier about how sometimes those defeats and those hard championship fights over the distance can mean a lot in terms of your development. You seem to actually have improved as a fighter if you've suffered some of those defeats earlier in your career. I mean, you were in with Ryan Walsh, who was well ahead of you in terms of experience and probably quality at the time, and other fighters as well. Raymond Ford, who I think is like a pound for pound great fighter. But coming through those defeats, you learn so much more about the game. And you go into this fight as someone with all the experience.
Yeah, exactly that. Like, you always need to tick them boxes as a fighter. You need to, when you go up to 12 rounds, you've had a hard 12 rounds and you've done well, you've adapted, and you can learn from that experience and put it into your game for the next fight.
And finally, people just used to talk about you with your power, but last time out against Kamari, you were relentless, but you also showed great boxing skills against someone that was technically very gifted. Almost good preparation for this fight as well. People talking about the boxer and the puncher, but we know you can do both now. But one thing always on your side is that engine over 12 rounds. Yeah,
exactly. Like you say, I've had a very hard camp, so I'm in very good shape. And yeah, it's not always about the power. You can't always rely on it. That's something I've learned through having these long fights and that experience and stuff. So I can box and I can punch. So he's got to deal with that on the night. Thank you, Reece. Akib, welcome. So excited because every now and again, you know, you have a prospect who builds himself up, and then this is it. This is the moment, 50-50 fight. You may not see it like that, he may not see it like that, but that's what everybody's calling it. And your first championship fight, again, I go on massive support coming for you on Saturday as well. Must be really exciting to get your teeth into a fight like this.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, ever since I started boxing, I've dreamed of being in fights like this. And obviously, as you saw last time in my last fight, I'm all for the excitement, as you were talking about before. You know, this is going to be a great fight. I just love a fight. Reece loves a fight. I think our styles will gel, and it's going to be a good one for the fans, yeah.
I think first time at the championship weight of super feather for you, and I saw some of your teammates ribbing you yesterday saying that you got abs for the first time. You look in tremendous shape. Is that testament to obviously your opponent and the size of the fight as well, but no stone unturned in this camp?
Yeah, you know, I put in a serious amount of work. You know, we've been, obviously me and Jack training for this date together. You know, we've been pushing each other every day in the gym. Worked extremely, extremely hard. So on Saturday, you know, you'll see the best version of me. I believe we'll see the best version of Reece as well. And it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it so much, yeah.
Well, tremendous fight. Akib Fiaz against Reece Bellotti. Now, you know I don't often get things wrong. I see Darren Barker nudging Jamie up there. I know. I get given a note. You know, I do these press conferences all the time. I don't have any notes. I do it all ad-lib. And someone says to me, you've missed Paddy Lacey. Right? I've just been part. Paddy Lacey, I must apologise. And you can chin me after. Perhaps we talk about big ticket sellers. You are that on Saturday night as well. And I thought I'd dealt with you down there, but I didn't. So, Paddy, welcome. This is a proper fight for you. And I know in the past you've had these fights as an ex-footballer and you've come through and you've sold a load of tickets. But a lot of these fighters on these card are in crunch fights on Saturday. And I kind of feel like this is one of your big ones.
Yeah, it's a big test to step up for me on the weekend. I'm just excited. I'm made up to be on this card around some of these fighters on this bill. It's fantastic. So I forgive you, Ed, for forgetting about me. But yeah, I'm just made up to be here. A big win on Saturday. Can't wait.
When you talk about your career now, you've had those early fights allowing you to develop with your history in football and the fact that you were putting bums on seats. But how do you map out the next 12 months? Because I guess sooner or later you're going to want to sling yourself really in the deep end of this sport.
Yeah, so I've had 10 fights in 2 years now as a pro, and I feel like I've been constantly improving, developing as a fighter. So going into year 24, I'd love to get the Central Area title, which is probably my level for next year, which I'll be made up with. So this is an 8-rounder, which builds me up perfectly towards a 10-rounder, what that Central Area would be.
Well, welcome back, and apologies for missing you, because last time at the Echo, you gave me one of my favourite fights. It was an absolute war. So make sure you're there to watch Paddy Lacey on Saturday night. We return up here and we talk about great young prospects in Shabazz Massoud. We talk about, I mean, I don't know if we can call these guys prospects now, but in my opinion, the future star of this city. Not just the future star of this city, but the future star of British boxing and maybe even world boxing as well. So sorry to big you up, Peter, no pressure on Saturday. But Peter McGrail, who was the greatest ever amateur, really, I believe this country has ever produced, won just about everything as part of the Team GB setup. This time, no more games, no more mucking around. Fran Mendoza, 17-0 from Colombia. This is a big, big test for Peter McGrail to get ranked in the governing bodies to start pushing forward to major fights in 2024. And I truly believe this man will be filling the Liverpool Arena next year. He's an extraordinary talent. Fran Mendoza, welcome. 17-0. this is a huge opportunity for you on Saturday night. You look in tremendous shape, ready to go.
Bienvenido en primer lugar, 17-0, obviamente es tu récord, tienes una oportunidad enorme el sábado por la noche para demostrar lo que puedes hacer el sábado.
Bueno, me presento, soy Fran Mendoza y vine a dar guerra en plan de... Soy un buen boxeador, sé lo que tengo y pues con el contrincante que voy, pues es fuerte también y tengo mis cositas para él. En plan, soy un buen boxeador y voy a palo.
So let me first and foremost say hello, introduce myself. I'm Fran Mendoza. I'm coming here. I think everybody knows what I have to do here. I'm a strong fighter. I can do really well in the ring. I'm a good fighter. And I think everyone knows that I'm going to come here to have a tear up on Saturday night.
Friend, from Colombia, we know you've got some good names on your record, but this young man is a great talent. Tell us a little bit about what to expect. We know that traditionally Colombian fighters come with a lot of heart and a lot of power as well. Fighters like Brady Prescott, who caused big upsets here in the past. What should we expect from Fran Mendoza?
Sí, hablamos un poco, tienes unos nombres muy buenos en tu récord, obviamente, te enfrentas a un boxeador que tiene mucho talento, sabemos que los boxeadores colombianos siempre vienen con mucho corazón, muy fuerte también, Prescott como ha hecho en el pasado, que ha dado la sorpresa. ¿Qué podemos esperar de Fran Mendoza el sábado por la noche?
Pues la verdad que venimos con la intención de llevando la victoria para casa y como digo y repito, pues voy a dar guerra hasta el final.
So we come to bring victory, to take victory home with us, and what it'll be a war right until the very end.
Well, Peter, your moment on Saturday night. I get so excited, as I said, when all these prospects start stepping up. We know that you're going to breeze through the early levels in the professional game, but it starts getting real for you on Saturday, and I bet you can't wait to have a proper fight on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm made up to be obviously back in Liverpool in front of all the home fans, in front of my family and that. Thanks for coming to Liverpool again. Such a great card, but this Fran Mendoza, obviously, he's in my way to where I want to go, and he's on paper he's a step up, but if you look out throughout my career, he's not going to be bringing nothing to the table that I haven't seen before.
A lot of people feel like as you start facing better opposition, your performances are going to continue to improve as well. Do you feel that the higher, I mean, I know the nickname of the Scouse, Lomachenko, is a difficult act to follow, but you are that good. But as you fight better opposition, you're really going to start showing those levels.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the better the opposition gets, obviously, the better I'm going to perform. And Fran Mendoza's saying there he's coming for war, so the more he comes, the more he's going to get punished. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday and I'm ready.
I know that Saturday is the only part of your mind right now and your plans, but obviously the key is momentum, looking to put a good performance, hopefully even get out later on this year as well. But the key moving forward over the next 12 to 18 months on that route to the World Championship is activity.
Yeah, 100%. I'm at the moment co-main, obviously, under a brilliant main event, but over the next year or two, as you mentioned, want to be selling out the Echo and winning my first world title there.
Well, I believe you can do it. Make sure you get on board the Peter McGrail train, not just Liverpool, but British boxing. Outstanding talent and a great fight for him against 17-0 Fran Mendoza on Saturday. You talk about great fights, you talk about great names. This man to my left has broken our heart so many times. I mean, a three-division, three-weight, three-time world champion, Jorge Linares. I remember the fight against Kevin Mitchell. I think no one in this country did not want Kevin Mitchell to become a world champion. He might have been a couple of rounds away from potentially doing it before Jorge Linares stopped him in a fight of the year at the O2. We brought him back to Manchester. I thought we can definitely get him beat. Anthony Crolla was up first in a really good fight, and Jorge came through in points. We made the rematch. It was a better performance from Jorge. He wins the rematch. And I said to Robert Diaz, I said, I think I've got the guy, Luke Campbell. I think he can beat him. We took the fight out in Los Angeles, and of course, Jorge Linares beat Luke Campbell to go 4-0 against Matchroom and 4-0 against Britain. This time, we do have the favourite, which I was very excited about. And then I started finding out that Jorge Linares has decided to focus his entire energy, his entire career on this fight, this opportunity. Go back to Ismael Salas, reinvest in his training camp, roll the dice one more time, all the things you don't really want to hear from a guy that you're trying to get beat. But he's done it to us before, and Jorge, you're back. You look tremendous. Special shout out to the jacket as well. Lovely. You've given everything to this training camp. You're ready to fight in the UK once again.
Thank you, Eddie. But it's true. I show so many amazing time. I have a lot of beautiful memory here in England, in London, Kevin Mitchell, Corolla 2-time, Campbell in California. So this is different time, different day, different opponent. I feel I'm come to fight with undefeated boxer. For me, Catterall is a world champion. I think he never lose the fight with Taylor. So this is big thing for me, especially because I'm close to retire. You know, I'm coming in very good way. I train him super well this time, better than 10 years ago, better than when I fighting with Kevin Mitchell, with Corolla. So I'm feeling like 20 years old. So I'm exciting. I'm super happy to be here again. So I'm training amazing with Ismael Salas again in Las Vegas for 7 weeks. And the thing is, I don't like to talking too much. I like to work hard. So I'm excited to make a beautiful fight with Jab this Saturday night.
Just one final question. So many times in your career, you've bounced back.
Yes.
You know, you become a world champion, you got beat, you came back, you won your second world title, etc. And then even, I remember on our show at Madison Square Garden, you got beat by Kano in one round.
Yes.
And it was like, that's it.
Yes.
And then some of your best performances came off the back of that defeat. Now, we know you're coming off a defeat as well, but you can never rule out Jorge Linares. You are a winner. You are a true competitor.
I don't know why, but it's true, man. I remember when I fighting with DeMarco in California, and also when I lose with Jejo Thompson in Mexico, I was like close to retire, and then I waiting for something opportunity. I think that opportunity in Japan 2014 before New Year, and I get a world champion again, and after that I make 6 defense. So, and now I feel the same. I come from 3 losses. I don't care. I don't thinking too much about that because I have a lot of experience in my life. This is not new. So the only thing right now, I'm fighting with amazing boxer, young guy, amazing fighter. So, and I have amazing training campaign, and it's super exciting to make great show Saturday night.
Thank you. And I know obviously just a couple of years ago, you also gave Devin Haney a great fight and wobbled him at the end of that round. And obviously we'll see how that fight goes. Both guys looking at the winner of that fight potentially if you come through on Saturday. Jack, welcome. I said to Sam Jones, you know, great win last time out against Daryl Foley, but we need a name. We need a standout victory. And Jorge Linares has done it. You know, we're expecting around 7,000 in the arena on Saturday. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere, tremendous card, and a great opponent for you to really get your teeth into. And training camp has reflected that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the fact that Linares has been over here a number of times, the British fight fans are familiar with him, so that's also helped to sell the fight. But I'm excited for Saturday now. When Sam gave us a call and said it was Linares, it kicked me into action. It's an exciting name. He's been there. He's got the T-shirt. He's had his time in the sun, and now it's my time.
Obviously, we all feel you should be the undisputed champion, but now the road back to those world championships is important. Do you feel like you need to make a statement on Saturday? I know that winning is always important, but you're facing a possessed guy over here that is really his career rides on Saturday night. You know he's going to bring his best, but a statement victory from you could change the landscape of the division in terms of your next path.
Yeah, it excites me that he's back with Salas. I've seen he's been working hard in Las Vegas, so it makes you work that extra hard at home, preparing for the fight. And I put that pressure on myself. I know he's a great name. He's been 3-time world champion, but I know that not looking past this fight, I would never look past, I would never disrespect Jorge like that. But I think he understands as well the winner of this fight puts himself in the picture for much bigger fights as well.
Yeah, and obviously your aim to become a world champion and not looking past Saturday, but I asked the question for the media and the fight fans as well. Obviously, the little fight coming up between Haney and Prograis, I'm sure you're going to fly out for that one to watch. You want the winner of that fight. I know the Josh Taylor fight is one that the British public want so dearly, but World Championship's definitely the target for you.
Yes, I set out in this sport to be world champion. We've not achieved that yet, but I do believe it's in my ability. Jamie will tell you and Nigel, we've been speaking to Sam through training camp, and there's been conversations with yourself about a number of fights in the future, but all of that means nothing until we come through Jorge Saturday night.
Well, we look forward to a tremendous fight. Jack Catterall against Jorge Linares. One thing I guarantee is the winner of this fight on Saturday will be in a mega fight of the 140-pound division. So good luck to both. It really is a tremendous fight card on Saturday. You're going to get a great atmosphere in Liverpool. And as I said early on the card, Muhammad Ali, Khalil Majid against Tom Farrell, Campbell Hatton, Jack Turner, Paddy Lacey, William Croller. And as we go to the championship fight, Shabazz Massoud, look out for him against Jose San Martin. Particularly Aqib Fiaz against Reece Bellotti. Cannot wait for that fight as well. Peter McGrail, the arena will go crazy for this young superstar against Fran Mendoza. And 3-division world champion will fight, I believe, one of Britain's pound-for-pound great fighters in Jack Catterall.